Alberto, your host. Today we've got Ron from Equiturn with us.
All right.
Ron, you're one of the sponsors here today of the Draft Pros first annual golf tournament for the Epic Foundation.
Yep, very excited.
So first tell us, why are you involved in this charity? What makes you so passionate about it?
Well, I really believe in the work of Epic and the impact that they make in the community. Their big vision and their goal is to partner with corporations and with businesses to provide opportunities to underprivileged kids. And it's right here in your local community. It's professionals like ourselves helping those that may have the potential, whether it's through college or through professional careers, but don't always have the access. And I love the impact of the Epic Foundation and how they do it on a daily basis.
And how did you get involved with Epic in the first place?
So I actually joined up with Epic many years ago. AJ was in the process of doing a for-profit and a nonprofit. He was tutoring and also providing this impact in the community. And alongside him, I kind of motivated him and partnered with him and helped advise him as he was building the nonprofit. I actually have a previous life in nonprofits, and we took it from being a organization that was impacting maybe 20 kids a year, and now they're touching and making a difference for over 100 kids a year. So it's really exciting.
That's really good growth. So tell me about how involved you were in the actual golf tournament planning, because I've only done this myself one time before for the Celebrity Broadcasters Tournament, and now we're on our second year, which will be on May 5th. It's going to be a Cinco de Mayo party with a golf tournament.
So you kind of know the stress.
I mean, I know that there are a lot of moving parts, a whole bunch of logistics. What was your role in the actual planning side of this thing?
So I probably would say that I helped a lot with the logistics.
Okay.
So that I've planned many events in the past, done a lot of business networking events, things of that nature. I've never done a golf tournament, and I enjoy golf. I'm one of those golfers who goes to play, not to win. But I love it, and at the end of the day, when they said let's do a tournament, I jumped all over it, and I helped put together the logistics of the date, the personnel, how the day is going to flow, who's going to be our sponsors, all of that aspects. But I worked alongside Draft Pros, and Renee and Travis, got to give them a big shout out, and Corel, the CEO over at Draft Pros, they were very helpful. So was AJ and his team. But it was a feat.
And we're either going to talk to Corel or Renee when they get here as well. So
definitely.
Let me ask you this then. Tell us a little bit about your company and what your sponsorship looked like for this.
Definitely. So we took a little bit more of a role than a sponsorship. We became a partner at the end of the day of the event because we really cared about the mission and also the networking opportunity. Equiturn is a company that does three specific things. We help companies find capital to execute on their growth plans. We do management consulting, where we're hand in hand with the business owners, putting in strategies and implementing concepts for improving operations and efficiencies. And then lastly, we assist in M&A, so helping them source and acquire businesses. And we've been working with Draft Pros for over a year now and doing those types of services, and of course helped AJ a long time ago. And so it was a perfect marriage when we came together and decided to do this.
How did you get into that business? What were you doing that kind of led you into Equiturn?
Definitely. So I myself was in the nonprofit and small business space for a number of years. I was doing it for over a decade, really passionate about my work. And my business partner was doing turnaround consulting. So he was helping businesses get out of bankruptcy. And we decided to bridge the gap. We both loved helping businesses. He didn't love dealing with the bankruptcy side because that's in the most difficult position that some of the businesses are. And I enjoyed nonprofit, but I really wanted to put my feet in for-profit entities. And so we joined together. It was over 5 years ago. It's our 5th year anniversary, actually, and that's why we're doing the event. And we joined forces and decided to help those businesses scale. And the best way we could do it is through these different areas.
Very cool. Very cool. And then how has golf played a role in your business and your networking? Because that's one of the underlying things that we talk about on a lot of our podcasts with OnPar. So tell us about how that fits in, Ron.
Definitely. And I love the whole concept of OnPar, that you're bridging that gap between business and golf and obviously giving back too. And I was just talking about this with my business partner, actually. My first golf game was, I want to say 4 years ago, when we opened up the business and someone invited us to play golf. And I was scared, to say the least. I knew none of the customs and I didn't know how to even get there on time. I showed up late to tee time, which is a big no-no. And it was a fun time. And I learned a lot in that experience of truly what does it mean to play golf, but also gain a business opportunity out of it. Whether it's through networking, through creating opportunity. It was with a client that we were able to grow together through that experience. And ever since then, I've been playing golf. I want to say at least 2-3 times a month. Mostly with business partners and other individuals that I'm hoping to network with, and it's been huge in both my career, and getting away from the kids and the wife sometimes is also a fun time too.
I think I understand why you like our OnPar podcast now, because the second episode talks about that exactly.
Really?
So yeah, you'll have to, if you haven't listened to that one, you'll have to listen.
Well, that's why I say I play par threes, because I can do it about 2.5 hours and gotta go back.
and then the kids, and wife.
Exactly.
I got 2 kids and a wife myself, so I totally understand.
It's a struggle.
Yeah. Are your kids into golf yet?
So my son is. I bought him the little tee set and the clubs, and we've been playing around. It's been really fun, and I'm hoping to groom him into it. My brother-in-law was a golfer for a number of years and played on a team, so I'm hoping to push him into it.
Get him in early, man.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like you. I'm a late bloomer to golf. I didn't pick up a club till I was about 37.
Really? Okay, so you understand. I was 32. I had to figure
absolutely.
It out. I had to figure it out, but still, it's been great.
So anything you want to kind of close with? Anything you want to add before you go warm up? Before you go kill it in this tournament?
I'm hoping to win. I will say that. I don't know for sure.
Well, who wins these things is the person that has fills out the scorecard before the thing starts.
We don't have enough refs out there watching the game.
Yeah, there's never enough refs in a chariot. So go ahead, close us out, Ron.
I will leave it with, it's amazing when you can do things that you enjoy, things that you really have fun, and that you can do it with people that you appreciate being around, but it's also unbelievable when you can do it for a charity like Epic. And so I'm excited to have this opportunity to partner with Draft Pros on the first annual golf tournament with Equiturn and supporting Epic, and I appreciate you guys being here.
Love it, man. Really appreciate you, Ron. Thanks for being on.
Thank you.
All right, next victim.
Let's do it.
Both of us together.
I should say next sponsor.
How
you doing?
This is Planner.
Hey, Carell, come on in, man.
I'm the CEO of Draft Pros. How are you?
Nice to meet you, Carell.
Meet you up.
It's going. Are we on yet?
Yeah, we're live, man.
Oh,
no messing around.
How's everybody doing?
We're doing all right, man. Well, thanks for everything you do for Epic Foundation. First of all,
problem.
why are you involved with Epic? Why are you so passionate about this charity? Why did you put this golf tournament on?
Well, the golf tournament has two purposes, right? First and foremost is supporting the Epic Foundation. And I'll tell you about why I'm so passionate about it in a minute. And second is because it's our 25th anniversary. It's a big, big deal for us, right? And we decided the best way to celebrate it was to hold a golf event that not only brought our close customers and partners together, but also served the community and the Epic Foundation. Now, why am I so excited or passionate about Epic? It's, Epic is a foundation that's catered to serve young men and women who may not otherwise have the opportunity to make a future for themselves, whether it's through a job or through college or anything like that. And so we focus on helping young men and women. I'm sorry. And me coming from a low-income family, not having that opportunity available to me when I was growing up, and making my road to success much more difficult, I found that through the Epic Foundation, I can serve in a manner that I wish I would have had somebody serve for me when I was a young kid coming out of school. And so that's the main reason for Epic, for my passion for Epic. I just love the foundation and what we do for the young men and women.
Well, that's awesome, and congratulations on your successes. 25 years, a long time to be doing anything.
Absolutely.
How'd you get into this? How'd you get it started for Draft Pros?
I'm not the founder of the company.
Okay.
I bought the company about 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we were a small outfit, 4 people, very small outfit that I bought into. Today, between our partners and now, the recent addition of another company that we just acquired, we're over 800 people strong in 50 states, right? So we went from 0 to 1,000 in just 7 years, 8 years more or less. And it's just very, very exciting to be able to build something from nothing with just the support of the people around you. I have a great team, blessings of God, and we really, really have succeeded. But it's it's the people around you that make you who you are.
So you went from 4 people to 800 people in 8 years.
Yeah,
that is absolutely amazing growth.
Yeah.
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
That's
you.
really.
Thank you.
And what do you guys actually do? Who do you serve? How do you help other businesses?
So we are a vendor of on the Draft Pro side, and then on the WT side, which is our new partner. I'll explain that. But on the Draft Pro side, we are a telecom, engineering, and construction firm serving the carriers, AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, those customers. We serve them through engineering design of fiber optic cables from point A to point B and the construction thereof. On the WT side, WT Group, which is our new partner now and the combined entity, we are a civil engineering and architecture firm providing those types of services to the communities.
Okay. So you just went through this merger recently?
Yes.
Very cool. Very cool. Is that your growth plan going forward? You're going to keep acquiring or grow organically still, or both? Or
both. So as we grow, as we move forward, both companies or whatever companies we bring in, there's a very significant effort to to grow organically, right, through added services and improved relationships with customers. But we also plan on growing through acquisitions. I have partnerships that are lined up already, so our acquisition plan growth or growth plan, I'm sorry, is significant and aggressive.
So what role does golf play in your business and your networking? Because that's one of the big things that we talk about on the OnPar podcast all the time. Right. So how does golf, other than charity tournaments and charitable giving through golf, how does it play into your business and your networking?
Well, golf has always been one of those sports that allow business to happen at the same time you're playing golf. It's a sport that is played by businessmen and women across the nation, across the world. And so besides using the events such as this one for raising money, it allows us the opportunity to have fun while conducting business. And I don't know any other sport that does that except golf. And so it's helped us close some deals, build some relationships, and make some partnerships just by the entertainment of playing golf.
The magic of the 19th hole, right?
That's right.
Amen.
That's
All right. So what else do you want to talk about? I know you got to go warm up and try and win this thing. Hopefully nobody cheats too bad and you actually have a shot at it. But we know how charity tournaments go.
Yeah, right.
But so what else can you tell us before you go warm up and get out there and play some golf?
Well, listen, I hope that we all have fun today at this event. That this is it's a milestone for me. I'm excited to have our company host this event, and I hope that everyone has fun. I hope that that people realize that Draft Pros is a company that's here to stay, and it's going to be doing bigger and greater things. And when they see us in this events, it helps others to realize, hey, we're out there and we're getting it done. But I want people to have fun. I want people to have fun, enjoy themselves today, and hopefully we do win. But I don't know how that will.
You're gonna win because you're here.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
I'm already winning.
Very good. Thank you so much, Karel. It was a pleasure.
Same here.
All right, man. Have a great one. Hit him straight out there.
All right, I will. I will try. And I'll see you guys outside.
All right, next we're going to bring in AJ Donaldson, who's the CEO of the benefactor today, the Epic Foundation.
Oh, my God.
AJ, it's great to see you.
Good.
Good to see you. Yeah, finally. We've talked on the phone for, 4 or 5 years a few times, and I'm glad to meet you finally in person. You look just like your pictures.
Thank you, brother.
So,
it's always interesting to meet people the first time. I'm a little square.
Yeah.
I don't know these people.
My beard's probably a little thicker since then. So AJ, let's start off with obviously your charity is the benefactor today from Draft Bros. We had Corel and Ron on already. Thank you for letting the OnPar podcast be a part of
How about
this.
these for you guys? Have fun. You can play around with them.
Good guys, and we were able to be a golf ball marker sponsor, so we got the markers in there.
But you can
we
play
got
out here.
the QR code on the back, so everybody can listen to these later down the road. We are live right now.
Are we live?
Absolutely.
We went live, so
we went.
Over here as well, so we here live. I appreciate
Beautiful.
Dude, let me just say this to you. Thank you.
Well, gotta take to your granddaughter.
For connecting.
At least one of those.
And the business-based relationships based on shared experiences. This golf tournament is just that. It's a shared experience. But thank you and your cast and your people and your followers for reaching out.
Renee, give me a bag yet?
Cover the segment to have an opportunity for us to speak on what it is.
And easy.
Thank you.
Thank you for saying that. It's truly our pleasure. Curfton is our COO and audio-visual engineer. And, my co-host, Sean, who's our PGA pro on the show, he's sorry he couldn't be here, but he's more of a work till 2 a.m. guy and wake up late, and I'm the early riser. So
this is way too early.
And I saw your text earlier that it's way too early. So glad. Oh, let's go ahead and sorry about that.
Oh, did you pick up on his?
It's all right. We're live on Instagram too, so I'm sure they can hear you just fine.
There you go. There you go, boom.
So, no, absolutely our pleasure to be here. And, if there's anything we can do in the future for Epic, we want to get into that as well. So let's jump right into that. First, let's say thanks to Hayden Casson from ABC Cares. Because he's the one that hooked us up so we could do this. So big shout out to Hayden. Thank you very much, Hayden.
Love you, man.
And then, tell us how this whole golf tournament, and then we'll get into the charity too, but tell us how this whole golf tournament came together. You said that they had a great committee and you didn't have to do a ton.
Dude, let me just say, after, my goodness, 7 years of gala events, having to plan these massive events every year, to be able to participate in this golf tournament has been the greatest reprieve of my life because of Draft Pros. And I got to give a big shout out to my brother, Corel Gomez, the CEO of Draft Pros. I have to give a shout out to his team. Renee, Travis has been tremendous through this entire occasion of planning, of getting prepared for what today was going to be, man. So we are a beneficiary of this whole thing. We are participating and visiting and being a part of this just like everybody else.
Awesome.
Even though we are the beneficiary. So big shout out to Draft Pros. And it's because of that relationship that this is even possible.
And a lot goes into planning these things.
Yes.
I'm actually working on my second one ever. I did my first one ever last year in February. We're doing one on May 5th.
Wow.
And I didn't realize what I got myself into until I had already kind of jumped in with both feet.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I had a good committee as well, which I helped put together. Right. And they did a lot of the lion's share of the stuff that I had no idea how to do. So I'm with you, man. Like, get the right team and let everybody do what they're good at.
100%. And again, Corel has gone above and beyond, as you heard. And I'm sure you've heard about the growth that Draft Pros has experienced.
Yep.
The fact that they have Equiturn solutions, and I'm proud to say the Epic Foundation and everything that we'll discuss as a foundation, we have very much put a lot of concerted effort, intentionality behind ensuring that our contributors, our major donors, our donors in general, have an opportunity to grow their business. I know that we talk about charity as an organization, and yes, this is a charitable foundation doing incredible things in the community, but with that said, we have to ensure that our sponsors are growing, because how much easier is it for you to contribute when you're making money?
When you're making money.
And so when Draft Pros came to me and Corel Gomez in our 2019 gala event, which was heart and soul that day, imagine a few months before COVID started.
Oof.
And then years later, we are now in, this is a brother of mine because of the relationship we have built. Then over here, we have Equiturn Solutions. Ron, Crudo, we've got Josh Berlinski. These are my other brothers over here. But the two individuals may never have met if not for the Epic Foundation. And because of that, in some ways, we have participated in the growth of Draft Pros.
Amen. I tell people all the time that the relationship and networking, and then, of course, we work golf into that, right? Because business relationships and relationships of any kind
Right.
are built on the golf course. And Carell and I just talked about right before you walked in the magic of the 19th hole. Yes,
Absolutely.
so you heard that part.
I did, and it's profound. I've never personally heard that because I grew up playing football. At 43 years old, aging myself at this point, I'm realizing probably I want to pick up some golf clubs at this point. We don't want to be playing football, the flag, and all this stuff. Injuries my body is sustained. I want to go ahead and avoid that. Right?
Call our trademark attorney, Kirkman. We have to trademark the magic of the 19th hole. I might have just made that up, and it could be a gem.
It is. But it's true because this again is a shared experience. So being able to go 18 holes, especially in the South Florida sun. At the end of it, you've got to have a relationship. You've got to have a chance to build a relationship. So these foursomes are incredible. Today's going to be epic.
Tell us about EPIC.
Wow. So EPIC is an acronym, first and foremost. It stands for Experienced Professionals Impacting Communities. And just like many of the participants today at this golf tournament, we have a bunch of experienced professionals. These individuals who own businesses, who are growing their business, entrepreneurship, things of that nature. That's what EPIC is looking to do, is provide access for these individuals to the community. Because a lot of times we find ourselves writing checks, we find ourselves making contributions, but we're not necessarily connected with the foundation, connected to the young people that connect the actual foundation sponsors and supports the community. And what we do, the way we make our impact is in three ways: scholarships, the money, mentorship, the time, and the magic of a career pathways. We had a board member of ours who helped us coin a phrase we may actually trademark one day as well, that every student should be supported from cradle to career. And that's what the EPIC Foundation is here to do. We are here to provide access. We've had numerous testimonials of young people going from high school into a career and being able to sustain a livelihood, because education is the difference between life and death.
That's really cool. Is that your slogan?
It is not, but I may coin that as well.
we have to get a trademark attorney on the phone right away. So let's talk a little bit more about how golf has, and you don't play golf then?
So it's funny because outside of we're not shouting out other golf tournaments and other golf let's say vendors like a Top, let's say.
Right.
But other than that,
we'll get them as a sponsor later.
We'll get them as a sponsor.
Yeah, exactly.
So I shop Top Golf.
That's it.
Outside of that, I haven't really played in many golf tournaments.
Okay.
I wouldn't count me as a golfer yet, but I definitely have swung the clubs here and there.
So there's a couple things. I started late as well. I didn't pick up a golf club till about 37.
Wow.
And you gave your age away. I'm 41. So It's only been about 4.5 years for me. But we talk about that a lot on some of our episodes on the OnPar podcast. And Sean is actually the director of First Tee of Broward.
Wow.
So there might be an opportunity. Do you guys work with First Tee already?
So we've heard of them recently. I think actually through Hayden.
I'm gonna have to hook you up with Sean.
Absolutely.
So that you guys, because they do things for foster care charities and underprivileged youths and special needs kids and veterans actually, which is one of the few veteran programs in the country. So I'll have to hook you up with Sean.
No, dude, and I would absolutely love it because it suits the overall vision of what the EPIC Foundation is really looking to do. Is because what I've observed over these last 2 years, 3 years really now, during the COVID season and us coming on the post-COVID world, is that there are so many nonprofit organizations, especially here in South Florida. There are a ton of nonprofit organizations, but we find that a lot of them are in their independent silos. Mm-hmm. They're not actually interconnected or woven together, and that's where EPIC is bringing these nonprofits together so that we can make sure that kids stop falling through the cracks.
You will absolutely love First Tee, and you and Sean will click immediately. That's because the First Tee mission is teaching kids life skills through the game of golf.
Wow.
So he doesn't just have golf lessons, accountability, honesty, integrity. There's 9 pillars that you're probably teaching your kids in your programs as well. So it's a perfect match.
Well, it's funny because even organizations like Draft Pros and Equiturn providing opportunities for these young people to actually have jobs. Right, that Carell Gomez, if you really look at his history, his legacy that he's leaving behind, this extremely successful CEO, him coming into South Florida, him growing up the ranks of these different organizations without a college degree. But the value that he created when it comes to certification is far beyond what a 4 or even 8-year degree would bring, right? So that's why we want to expose more people to things that are not being said in a classroom environment, because the school model itself has its place, right? But we are having to be everything the school system is not.
Well, not everybody. My mom is actually a college advisor at a high school.
Wow.
And she will even tell you, and she's a big, huge proponent of college. Go to college, go to college, go to college. But she will also tell you that not every kid belongs in college, which was hard for her to admit for a really long while. But with college being so expensive and certain degrees don't earn you the value back,
right.
It's a fair point that you're making that, maybe it's better to go be an electrician or a plumber and take some business classes and own your own business
100%.
And make 60, 70, 80 grand your first year. And then, hundreds of thousands after you have other people working for you eventually.
100%. I mean, and it's funny because when we say not every child, there's actual statistics to back that up, and it would blow your mind. I'll ask you a question, Andrew. What percentage of young people graduating college do you think are actually working in their field of study?
It's low. I would say it's probably 10%.
Great answer, because a lot of people are thinking 50.
Am I close?
50, it's 27%.
Oh, that's a lot higher than I expected.
If you got a 27% and brought to your college professor mother, I cannot imagine what that conversation was like.
The only thing you can do that's 27% that you're an all-star is baseball, right? I mean, if you hit 270, you're probably an all-star.
100%.
But other than that, I don't think there's any other thing in life that you could be 27% and be considered a professional at.
100%. So imagine if that's what the school system, if the systematic challenge that we have are producing 27% of people working in their field of study, the other 73% clearly are not, and what are we doing to adjust that way? So to your mom's point, we want to make sure that these other trades and vocations, which who said the trade school and vocational school track is not considered a college track? It's just not being promoted as such, and so kids are just not being exposed to the viable opportunities that are out there. Because imagine if we did, imagine what the world would look like.
That is probably the most articulate assessment I've ever heard of it, and I appreciate you sharing that with us.
Absolutely.
So, that all being said, you're making a huge positive impact in your community. You're making a huge positive impact in these people's lives. So what led you to this in the first place?
Well, that's a great question. I myself personally am a product of the system. Like growing up in Opelika, single family home, recently I lost my mother, and who is a heart and soul of the Epic Foundation, because this mantle was something that was given to me well before her passing. My mother was an educator in music. My grandmother was an educator in Jamaica. My grandfather was a community leader. And so with that mantle, I know that my legacy and my story holds true to all the statistical values of what we've said, because coming out of Opelika, 4.0 GPA, 1400 SAT score, and I'm not bragging, but yes, I could knock your head off on a football field. And because of my Jamaican American mother, I would play the jazz saxophone and classical piano. 97, there wasn't a lot of us coming out of Opelika being able to do that.
Scholar, athlete, renaissance man. I love this guy. That's great. That's great.
It. And these are some of the things I still carry as a grown man now. I can still play the instruments. I did it at my mom's funeral, and it was just a sentimental, beautiful moment that I'll carry with me for the rest of my life. But going into the University of Miami with a full scholarship, full academic scholarship, entered into a double major, there was no reason that I should have paid any money to go to college. Yet I left UM after 5.5 years with $60,000 worth of debt. I was recessed per a system that says, as long as you did all the right things, as long as you worked hard, outworked everybody, you should be good to go. Yeah. And guess what? I'm not doing engineering today. I'm using my ingenuity, but I'm definitely not an engineer. I'm not using my electrical engineering degree. So for me, that is exactly why we said we need to ensure that young people are exposed to more viable options. We need mentorship, but we have to first stand in the gap, write checks. We have to support these young people because they don't care what you know until they know you care.
That's definitely an underlying principle that nobody should forget.
100%.
And let me just say, my parents both went to the U. So
Canes.
I went to IU, and since the Canes took IU out in men's and women's tournament this year, I'm obviously rooting for the Canes again.
Got to, bro.
IU's done. So Final Four.
Final Four, man. Let's go.
One of my brackets, I actually had Miami beating FAU. So if that happens, ESPN owes me some prizes,
Boom.
I'm pretty sure.
Can you imagine UM and FAU for championship?
That's crazy. Nobody had that. I had it in my second chance bracket because I was like, I don't know what else to do with all these 20 brackets you can fill out. So
Florida's just float away.
That's for sure. So how can we get involved in Epic? How can our listeners help you guys out? Kind of give us that, and let's close this thing so you can go enjoy your tournament.
I'm looking forward to it, man. So first and foremost, we always ask everybody to connect and share, right? connect with us online. Go to Instagram, Epic South Florida. Go to our Facebook, which we shortened it, Epic SFL. You can look us up on Twitter, Epic_Florida. But go to our website. All this information is on our website, right? EpicSouthFlorida.org. Again, EpicSouthFlorida.org. Check us out, connect. Fill out a connection card. Fill out a contact us. Reach out to us because we want to connect. Someone will reach out to you within 24, 48 hours to get to know you, to get to know your mission, vision, and purpose in this world, to see how well you connect with and align with our mission and our vision for these young people, because there is a many of you out there who needs your experience. Don't allow your experience to go unheard. Allow your experience to impact the community.
And share the OnPar podcast from today's golf tournament because we're only talking about Epic today.
Let's do it, bro.
So awesome. Listen, AJ, it's been an absolute pleasure.
An honor, man.
Appreciate you. We'll do it again next year.
Let's do it every year. Let's go,
every
bro.
year. All right. Good deal,
awesome,
man.
Dude. Thank you, man.
Thanks a lot, AJ. Have a good one.
Thank you, man.
All right. That's going to close us out for the OnPar podcast today. Thanks for listening. We really appreciate you. If you want to check us out on Instagram or Facebook, we're on every platform there is as far as podcasts go. My name's Drew D'Alberto, OnPar Podcast. This is going to conclude our live from the Draft Pros first annual golf tournament here at Miami Lakes Golf Course, and it's benefiting the Epic Foundation. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great one. All right, I'm all talked out. Now I'm done.